that we do not like the truth. Like, we want people to keep lying to us, and that is exactly why we have found ourselves where we are. Some of us, all right, we do not like people saying things for what they are. I said a lot of us, because no matter what it is, this is a new world. It is not your home. For me, I even said in that video that I don't believe in the whole no place like home, because as far as my husband and kids are here and this country treats me well, actually I would call here home. However, no matter how I want to speak that English, I am a stranger here. This is not my land, all right? So I was trying to say that a lot of us, including me, we never really dreamt of ever leaving home to live abroad, and we are here out of necessity, because there is literally no future. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, I'm sorry. For now, back home, there is no future.
In Nigeria, we don't benefit from tithes and we don't benefit from tax.
And because we have young children in our heads, maybe we're wrong, but in our heads, or let me talk for myself, in my head, I need to give my children like a better platform, better opportunities in a country that is more sane, more organized than all of that, yeah? So we did not dream of moving abroad, but because of necessity, because we didn't feel safe. Financially, we're not doing bad. I'm sure you guys know we're okay. Basic, I'm not saying we're rich, but we had like the basics of life. We lived in an estate that had like standby generators, so we never had issues with electricity or bad roads, all those things that some people have to deal with back home, right? So for us, we lived in a duplex, we're good. My entire house is my kitchen in Nigeria. I'm exaggerating, not my entire house, but you know what I mean. So we're not doing badly. So it was not because of finances per se. However, it's still part of it, because I mentioned that, you know, back home you do jobs. I know how many times I would supply. I used to run a food processing business at home, and I would not get paid, all right? So I talked about, you know, all these things, and it's just like, oh no, I just want a more stable place where we can easily grow and there are more opportunities, and that is why we're here. However, if things were slightly better back home, more secure, economy stable, and then there's a future, definitely a lot of us, I for one, I wouldn't be here. It does not mean that, oh, I am regretting being here, or I'm sad being here, or if I had my way I would not be here. I will be here again. Like, if Nigeria is where Nigeria is, I will still be here. I still am helping a lot of people that are in my circle to come here. Do you get what I mean? Like, a lot of people you don't even want to know. So I am pro move abroad for now because of your children. It's not because of us. We were okay with Nigeria. Like, if it's us, we'll be in Nigeria now. Do you understand? So that was what it was about. I just came to clear the air. I have done a video exclusively about this, when people discourage people from moving abroad. So I'm not among those people, all right? I am on the other side. I will encourage you to come, all right? So when I said we will pack our things and go back home, I was not saying we're packing our things tomorrow, though I am going to Nigeria within the next couple of months, and I'm going to do a video dedicated to why I am moving back to Nigeria, what I intend to do when I move, right? You know, it has nothing to do with any of these. It has nothing to do with this. It is something that is very personal to me. It's not personal, it's public. That's why I'm going to share it here. But for now, it's personal to me. So definitely. But when I was saying we're going to pack our things and go, I mean that if Nigeria gets better, not like abroad though, it doesn't need to be like abroad, just small things in place, definitely we will be very happy, because, you know, it's our home. And if we don't go and develop our home, we think we want to be really like a way when we can actually put in resources into building our own nation, no matter how we want to do it. Nigeria and our own.
You know, people are leaving the UK, you know, for different reasons, and I think everyone's situation is different. Like, my situation now, if I want to leave, it will be different from someone else's situation. So I can only speak on this based on my experience. Okay, let me start by saying people are leaving UK for different reasons. So some people, you know, they are tired of looking over their shoulder, you know, or not being able to get a job. Now, to even rent a house in the UK, you need a work permit, okay? Gone are those days that people will come in with visiting visa and they will stay back, and become low way and comfy way share. And as far back as I can remember, a lot of people are abusing that as well, because they know that you don't have papers to work, you don't have a document, so you actually have to dance to their tone. You have to do everything the way they want it done, because they know you're using their paperwork. You've seen cases whereby people will give their papers to other people to work, and when they get paid, they don't give them their money back. They don't get money from their account. Mind you, if you're using someone else's paper, which means you'll be using their details, their bank statements, their NI. That's how they used to do it. I don't know about now. Then when they pay you, if that person is nice, maybe that person will give you their bank, bank card with the PIN, so that you can withdraw your money at any time. But some people, or most people, they are so greedy that you have to see them before you can withdraw your money. And doing so, at the end of the month, you might not even get all the money that they're supposed to give you. Some people, they do it on percentage. Okay, when you get paid, I take 40, you take 60. Only few people will help you without expecting anything back. So like I was saying, most of these people, they are tired of living this lifestyle of begging people for work, for job. They've had enough. So those kind of people, they are moving back. Some other people as well, probably they've been given a time limit by the Home Office. There are times that you put in your application and your application will be rejected, and the Home Office will tell you that, okay, you've got 30 days to leave the UK, 7 days, 14 days. Depends on your situation. They might give you a couple of days to leave the UK, okay? Those ones as well, they'll be left with an option of, should I go back to the UK or remain here without any papers? Mind you, if you don't have any papers right now in the UK, you're going to suffer, not even struggle. You're going to suffer, because you won't be able to do anything. And that being said, there are some people that their documents are still with the Home Office anyway. They're still waiting for the Home Office to answer them. Most of them, they are able to continue working and doing whatever they are doing till they get a reply from the Home Office. So those are the first two categories of people that are leaving the UK. And some people as well, they've been here for a very long time, all right? Maybe they're in their late 50s or early 60s. They've had enough already. Let me even say this, point blank. Most of us living in the UK right now, we would love to come back home.
Trying to build a new Nigeria. The journey so far has been very tough. But that is what is expected. It's been difficult because you're trying to change what is there that hasn't kept us where we are. So it's going to be difficult. But if you look at the last election, as you know, it's probably the worst election considering in this particular republic, considering the 2022 electoral law, which was meant to improve our overall election process, and the continued and consistent promises of the chairman of INEC that this is going to be the best thing that has ever happened to Nigeria and everything. And you could see it in all the editorials, in all the international newspapers, from Financial Times, The Economist, Wall Street Journal, everybody, including Chatham House, where even the chairman was there. He has questioned the rating of the country. And for me in particular, it's one of sadness. 63 years after Nigerian independence, we can't conduct simple election.
In Nigeria, we don't benefit from tithes and we don't benefit from tax because we don't even know what tax is and we don't know how to manage tax. Tithes and tax is exactly the same thing. If you cannot manage tithes, don't blame the government for not managing tax. Hello. So that's what I'm talking about. It is about organization, management, and transparency. So if you have the opportunity and you don't know how or you don't want, don't blame those who are supposed and they don't want. So that is where I said the government and the church have problem. Tithes and tax are the same. If you cannot manage tithes. Don't blame those that cannot manage tax. Please.
Well, I'm very respectful to prominent Nigerians, especially church leaders, traditional rulers, and all that. And I remain very respectful to them. And I think they should be respected for what they represent in our society. But I disagree with them. What they're actually preaching is the problem of Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria is accepting wrongdoing, accepting what is unacceptable. That is using God's name in vain. That's not what God said. God said, do not use my name in vain. So what they're saying is not God's wish. It is not God's plan for Nigeria. So why don't we accept that the 133 million Nigerians who are poor is God's wish? Why don't we accept that 95 million Nigerians living in absolute poverty is God's wish? It is God's wish that we don't have electricity. It is God's wish that our children are kidnapped. It is God's wish that we have collapsed primary health care, leading us to be the country with the highest infant mortality. It is everything happening is God's way. Not so what God says. No. God's wish is when you do the right thing. And in the end, it is not. This election was predicated and planned. And we have clear laws about the conduct of the election. If it was followed, if these results were uploaded from the booth, polling unit, like they said, to the server and everything, we won't be here. I won't be talking about it. It would have been concluded in a matter of hours without anybody arguing about it. But it is not God's wish that you do the wrong thing. It is not God's wish that you go and rob a train and make money and start sharing it. It is not God's. This is what is killing the country. People come here, take public money, and then go and give it to people in the church and they say it's God's wish and start giving them title in the church, title in this. That is what we are fighting. That's what we want to stop. We want God's wish to be truly God's wish. And that is when we do the right things and God gives his blessing. What we are doing now is why they come. What do you tell the young ones growing up? That is God's wish that you steal? That is God's wish that you conduct a wrong election? So tell me the difference between those of us who are doing this and the armed robbers. What is the difference between us and the trained robbers? Let's be sincere with ourselves. That's why it's God's wish that somebody came to your station and said he knows a governor who have 22 billion naira stacked and nobody's asking about him, but we are stopping young people who are carrying computer and questioning them and calling them names. That's not God's wish. God wishes something better. What I want is God to allow us to do the right things so we can start building a better country for our children.
It is about organization, management, and transparency. So if you have the opportunity and you don't know how or you don't want, don't blame those who are supposed and they don't want. So that is where I said the government and the church have problem. Tithes and tax are the same. If you cannot manage tithes, don't blame those that cannot manage tax. Please. If you know you are unable to manage tithes, you don't have any right to put mouth in any political system or in any government that cannot manage tax.